Welcome back, everyone. If you joined us from the fireside chat, thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining now, welcome to the Andela X OpenAI Accelerator Capstone Showcase and Award Ceremony. This is the part of the evening where we get to see the work. Over the past 3 weeks, participants have been learning, experimenting, building, and applying OpenAI Codex to practical software development workflows. So tonight, we will spotlight the top capstone projects. These projects represent creativity, execution, and the ability to use AI to solve real software problems. And here is the exciting part. The judges will have their say, but the audience will also get to participate. That is you guys. And you guys will participate through live voting. So remember, please stay and keep the live stream open. Stay active in the chat and be ready to support the projects that stand out to you. Before we get to the presentations, I would love to warm up the chat again. I can see it's gone quiet. So, in one word, what are you hoping to see from these projects tonight? I'd asked this before, but in this new stream, I also want us to ask the same. Do you expect to see innovation, speed, creativity, impact? Just drop one word in the chat so that I can see what you guys are thinking. I can't see any comments yet, so please, guys, comment. Keep the comments warm. I want to see what you guys are thinking. Yeah, so I'm seeing some innovation, creativity, impact, automation. Wow, beautiful. So let's carry that same energy to the showcase. To help us understand the journey behind these projects, I would love to invite Abraham to give us an overview of the learning program. He will walk us through what participants experienced during the accelerator and what they were challenged to build and what tonight's showcase represents. Abraham, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Abraham here. This program, I'm incredibly proud to be part of it. At Andela, training is in our DNA, and it's something we do well. So this program, just to give a brief, is not just a training where we equip the learner with the skill or our talents with the skill, but it's a program that goes beyond that. We want adoption. We want to set them up with what the landscape is saying, how to readily use the tool, Codex, right? To ship products and build faster, right? So as a result, we put together a curriculum for a 2 weeks program. In total, 3 weeks, 2 weeks of learning and 1 week of build. Build meaning the hackathon phase. During the program, we're able to run series of virtual sessions because we don't just give out learning resources, we build this out, and then we run virtual workshops. We teach you how to use the tool to drive adoption. And Codex, I mean, as we know, it's a great tool out there. It's one of the tools that's competing and stands up there with the AI models right now that helps build quick and ship faster, right? So during the program, we're able to get talent from the network. In the network, we have quality talents that we are very proud of. And we know this is something that we could do with ease, knowing the network that we have, right? So we went through 2 weeks of rigorous training on how to use Codex. Then we had workshop sessions on how to actually use to implement and build products. And at the end of it, we had so many talents, 80 plus talents, that we were proud and know that they could use the tool, right? Now, during the build phase, which was the hackathon week, we had to see how well they can use this tool. And we said, in partnership with OpenAI, let's build out something. We have so many challenges across the continent. Let's ideate, right? And we had numerous ideas. All of them were fantastic. And within a space of a week, we had so many projects coming. 30 plus projects beyond the idea were built using Codex, right? And this it doesn't just highlight the efficiency of the tool itself, it highlights the quality of talent we have in the network. Andela, we are the human in the loop, right? So if you give someone a tool without knowing how to rightly use it, it becomes a problem, right? Hence, we are there to ensure that they get the tool, they know how to use it to build out these ideas, And then we got so many fantastic ideas. And every single idea that was built were shipped, they were deployed, and they were pushed to GitHub. Because, I mean, having a project on GitHub repo means that you can partner and work across teams, right? And we had to use that as one of the key component of the hackathon phase. And we had so many ideas. Of the ideas, we unfortunately, we are only able to bring out the top 5, which we will talk through in a different segment. However, this is just a brief of the program. We will have more time to get into the different ideas that were designed and developed. But one good thing about us and about the project is at this point, we are proud of what was built as a result of this program. And we're proud of how the learners have adopted the tool and how they are using it widely across not just what they have learned from the program, but also using it from their day-to-day, right? This is something I'm immensely proud of. And I just look forward to seeing you guys watch the presentations that I've gone through. That gives me so much joy and pride to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abraham. One thing that really stood out was the idea of the human in the loop, because with AI, it's not just about giving someone a powerful tool or even giving them an idea. If people are not guided on how to shape that idea, test it, improve it, and apply it responsibly, then it's very hard to get meaningful results. And that's why the program like this matters. Andela and OpenAI Accelerator was not just about telling participants, here's a codex, go build. It gave them structure, learning support, and a challenge. And tonight we get to see what came out of that process. So now we move to the capstone presentations, where we'll see how participants took what they learned and how they applied it to their own projects. Each finalist had the opportunity to design and submit a capstone project demonstrating an AI-powered automation workflow built using Codex. As you watch, I encourage you to think about 3 things. What problem are they solving? How clearly did they use Codex or AI-assisted development? And how practical and impactful is the solution? We will begin with our first finalist. So our first finalist is Alex. As you watch Alex's presentation, pay attention to the problem being addressed, the workflow being automated, as I had mentioned, and how the solution demonstrates practical use of Codex. Let's watch Alex's capstone project together.
Gentlemen, my name is Alex Odhiambo, and today I come with Ubuntu Sentinel. Ubuntu Sentinel is a community intelligence infrastructure that helps the communities be able to facilitate conflict resolution and reparative justice. Imagine you're in the DRC or in Mali or the Sahel. 2 years ago, a mining company promised to fund a health course or to drill a borehole or to protect a river that the community uses. Many years down the line or months down the line, that has not happened. The river has become black, your children are getting sick. You have the evidence, but you do not know how to report it. You have nowhere to report it. This gap is what Ubuntu Intelligence comes to solve. The gap between what the community knows and the institutions that need to know and help the communities solve their issues or get justice. The design thought around this is access, because not everyone has a smartphone, not everyone has access to internet, not everyone is in a place where there's good bandwidth. So we will start with a person on the ground, like a person in the community reporting something that has happened. And we will go with the USSD way because this allows anyone with low bandwidth, no internet, with no smartphone to record whatever they have to record. So we're going to start the session. Then I could choose English. Let me reset this. We start the session. I will choose English as my language. Then I will submit a community report. I could say I'm in the Sahel. So the system is language agnostic. It does not matter the region where you are. You can record a complaint in whatever language. So I'd say Sahel. The village, I could say Bamako. And then we would say an environmental harm for instance. Let's say medium, and then we would not sensitize this because of time. We will just have it like that, and then we'll go to this to the level of approval. So we send that. So we describe what happened. So I could pick this example and use that. So what we get is that our report has been received, and it's waiting validation by a person in the community. So we close that. So as a person in the community, as a peace champion or a validator who is still a community member, needs to validate that report and do further processing. So I will come to staff login. I will log in as a validator. And then you see, this shows you little metrics here, number of reports, what's pending validation, and everything else. So we'll come to reports. And what we submitted is this Sahel and Bamako. So what I do as a validator, I will come and select validate. So this is just what we have captured in the report in brief. The region, the location, etc. So the validator needs to confirm consent, needs to ensure that evidence is really quality and it's something that we can back on when we're trying to provide justice or find a solution to the problem submitted, confirm location, and that the person who reports is safe, because anonymity is very important, because in places, for instance, where we have rebels, if a person submitting the report is known, they could get killed. So validator notes is important so that we can proceed to the next stage. So I will say validated, then approve that. So once the report is approved, it means the report is already in the system. Now, this is where now artificial intelligence comes in. It's Codex picks this report, it translates it into the selected language. We're using English. Once that is done, it does a semantic match to match whatever has been reported by the person in the community to some source of document. It could be a commitment an institution made, or it could be a legal document that is binding between a community and an institution. So we can get to find something that gives us evidence that if something was promised and it was not fulfilled, then that is a reason for conflict, and that needs to be resolved. There needs to be reparative justice. So we can check the report that artificial intelligence has created. You see the report has details that you might need, the community, the region, the issue that has been reported, and all that. This is what gets submitted to the institutions that help the people in the community to get justice or to resolve the conflicts among themselves. This can be printed if you want also. Something else I might want to show is a map that shows the conflict and resilience areas. As much as we have problems in our community, it does not mean our communities are all about problems. There's places that there's already good things that are happening. Peace resolution is happening. Community understanding is happening. Like, for instance, the green zone would show a women-led market mediation, like in Sudan, where women are actively involved in peace and conflict resolution. So this solution was built on Ubuntu principle that I am because we are, because if I am better, it means you have made me better. And if you are better, it means I have made you better. This is what this solution is built upon. And it's a principle that is really key in bringing transformative peace and conflict resolution in the society. That said, I'd like to thank you for your time and have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Alex, for that beautiful presentation. Ubuntu Sentinel gives us strong example of how technology can be designed around real community needs. It connects directly to what Abraham shared earlier about human in the loop, because the project does not remove people from the process. It begins with the community. The reporting includes validation by trusted local members, and then uses AI to help translate, process, and connect reports to relevant evidence and commitments. This technology supporting people rather than replacing them. I also loved the fact that Ubuntu's principle behind the project is I am because we are. It reminds us that innovation should not only be fast, but also inclusive, responsible, grounded, and grounded in the communities it's meant to serve. So please, guys, feel free to drop a quick reaction in the chat. What stood out from Alex's project? Don't look at my whatever stood out to me. I think I'm a bit technical. Was it the idea, the execution, the workflow, or the project impact? Now we'll move on to our next finalist, Nixon. And as you watch Nixon's presentation, think about creativity. Continue thinking about the creativity, technical execution, and real-world usefulness. Let's watch Nixon's capstone project.
This is Nixon Chebi. I'll be presenting HealthLink BizNet, which is a multi-channel emergency response platform built around the current device realities. So basically, it supports WhatsApp, USSD, SMS as the reporting channels. The problem that we're trying to solve here is that whenever we have an incident that has happened in the society, we tend to make phone calls. Basically, I call someone who maybe knows someone and hope that somebody along the line will respond. In the long run, we have medical emergencies being ignored or being delayed. Violence and disasters are growing exponentially. And in the long run, the right help never arrives in time. Those who are affected are greatly, those in both urban and rural settlements, women, elderly people, children, emergency responders, and first aid workers who are basically trying to respond to this situation without a proper coordination. The solution to this is HealthLink, which is basically an emergency response platform that enables citizens to report issues, incidents using the language of their own choice via WhatsApp, USSD, or SMS. There is no smartphone registration needed, no internet. Basically, you work with what you're comfortable with. If you have internet, you can do WhatsApp. If you do not, you can use USSD. And if you're not comfortable with USSD, you can use SMS. How this is built, we have WhatsApp, USSD, and SMS being the interaction points. We have the gateway layer. We've leveraged what we already have here, Africa's Talking, Twilio, and WhatsApp Business to route the messages. And then we do have the AI classifier layer, where basically we do like a crisis type detection, geotagging. By geotagging, we're trying to extract the location cues so that we avoid going back to the reporter for locations, asking them to share the locations and stuff like that. And then we also do the severity scoring. For the response layer, we do have the responder dashboard. We have SMS, USSD, and WhatsApp alerts. And also we do have the escalation-wise workflows. So whenever an issue is being reported and the dispatcher has taken a lot of time without responding to that particular issue, we do have the escalation workflows taking over. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to use WhatsApp. Again, you can be able to use any platform of your choice, either SMS, USSD. In our case, we can use WhatsApp. We are going to send like a message using Swahili. So basically behind the scenes, what will happen, the AI classifier will score the message that we already received. It will also rank it in terms of the severity, and then it will respond to the user in the language that the user has, shared or has texted with. If we go to the dispatcher dashboard, what we're going to see is that the issue, the dispatcher uses English in this particular case. The platform already translated it, the message that gunshots had in Kibera for this particular dispatcher, so that they can also understand whenever we have requests coming in different languages and they don't understand the language that came in. We do have the responders here. So I can basically, the dispatcher can basically go through the responders and assign automatically. So in this case, we're going to assign Dr. Kamau just for demonstration purposes. So once we assign Dr. Kamau, they're going to receive a WhatsApp message again in their phone. One thing you will note is that we do have the severity, we do have the type, it's a violence conflict, the location, and the GPS coordination. Again, this is extracted by WhatsApp. Dr. Njoroge can decide to confirm or decline. If they confirm, then basically the issue is assigned to them. And then they get like a message, telling them more about the incident again. If, for example, Dr. Njoroge is on site and they need backup, they've realized that the situation is beyond their capabilities, they can basically, request backup for this particular issue. and the system will automatically dispatch backup without going through the dispatcher again. And if Dr. Njoroge is done maybe with this particular issue, they're happy with everything, they can resolve the issue automatically from WhatsApp. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to like experiment on a tool that I'm building locally so that maybe we can be able to share a link, they can click on that link, and we can be able to listen to what is happening behind the background, so that Dr. Njoroge, instead of interacting with WhatsApp, they can be able to say things like backup, resolved, and the platform can pick those cues and update the platform. As this was happening, you will realize that the responder, or rather the reporter, will always be updated. If they need updates, they can request for status of the issue, and they can be able to get the updates of their own issue they reported. If you go to the platform, sorry for that, you will realize that the issue was automatically resolved. You can see it's no longer inactive, it's already resolved. We can see the communications, the messages that were happening between the platform and the user, basically, and the timeline of the events that happened. This is helpful for us to monitor what exactly happened along the way. Having all that kind of information will be useless because we already have like a data. So what we added to this particular platform is what we call like an incident heat map, so that we can be able to make meaning out of the data that we have and better coordinate the responders or the resources that we have so that we know that we have like hot zones. We know that we need to concentrate a lot of responders, maybe peace monitors around specific locations for that particular case. The beauty about the platform is that it's localized. If, for example, the dispatcher understands Arabic, they can switch to Arabic, and everything within the platform is converted to Arabic. That includes the incidents, or rather the issues. We can just give this a minute and you'll see that it converts automatically to Arabic for most of the incidents that we do have. This one is already being translated in the background, and shortly it will be converted to Arabic. If you choose Swahili, for example, again, it will switch automatically to Swahili. You can just give it a minute and you'll realize that the incidents are being translated back to Swahili for you. This gives the dispatchers the opportunity to select the language they best understand so that they can be able to best respond to issues. So I think we do have the translations. Yeah, you can see already the Swahili translations have already been done, and everything in the platform will be translated to that particular language the user has selected so that we can be able to best coordinate in the language people best understand. Yeah, so that is HealthLink PeaceNet for you. Thank you.
Wow. That is amazing. I think a round of applause for Nixon for that presentation. Thank you so much. HealthLink gives us another strong example of how building around the realities of people what the realities that people actually live with is not something to take for granted. Not everyone has a smartphone. Not everyone has reliable internet. And in an emergency, people should not have to depend on calling somebody who might not know someone who might respond. Basically, like 911 sometimes doesn't work in our area. So I really love that idea. This project shows how AI can support faster coordination by helping classify incidents, detect severity, extract location cues, translate messages, and keep both responders and reporters updated across channels like WhatsApp, USSD, and SMS. It also connects beautifully to the theme that we've been hearing tonight. AI becomes more meaningful when it is connected to real human workflows. In this case, the dispatcher, responder, and reporter all remain part of the loop. That is human in the loop. But the technology helps reduce delays and improve coordination. For those following along in the chat, keep voting or keep noting what stands out, sorry. And these projects are not just demos, they are examples of what becomes possible when builders combine technical skill, creativity, and AI-assisted workflows. Let's now move on to the third finalist, Norbert. Let's watch Norbert's capstone project, and keep in mind, always observe whatever it is that they're building on, and keep those comments and ideas coming through so that we can be able to continue like relating in the chat. Awesome. Let's see what Norbert is presenting. Over to you, Norbert.
to my project presentation about Ubuntu Voice, which is for supporting conflict-prone areas in accessing humanitarian support and information, as well as reporting emergencies. Benefits of this system is access to aid information, report conflict, as well as emergencies. As well, it helps NGOs and support groups in fast responses. It solves a problem of low internet access via SMS integration, as well as easy access via pushover Android application, WhatsApp, and as well as email. In terms of privacy and multi-language, no user tracking is done. There is private reporting of alerts that are sent automatically. Also, there is language switching and voice chat support. I'll take you to Codex, and I used Codex to implement this project. You can see the file structure here. The first instruction file that I used is the agents.md. It has all the general steps about how to set up the project, the testing, the styles, and the review of the project, as well as the logging strategy I used. As well, I have the capstone.md file. In this file, this is the file I used for the general outlook of the project, what was the problem, the success, and how that success should look like, as well as the architecture, the tech stack, and all the task list that I had to implement. All the features that were to be implemented are here as a task list, and I had to make a prompt for each feature with a good context for Codex to implement this. As well, you can see I have agents where I have all my skills. One skill is the code review. You can see it has a workflow on how to review code. Think of it as a human reviewer. Every time I make a change, it checks if the change aligns with the repo requirements, and then runs some commands and reads the adjacent MD files to ensure that all the rules are followed. There's a workflow here, you can see it. As well, there's a commit skill here. So this skill is about before we push any changes to GitHub, there's a workflow that has to be followed to ensure that things like there are no private variables that are being set from the .env files, as well as to ensure that the tests run properly before the code is pushed. All this was automated to ensure that everything works well. I also have some skills here that I used, the file system MCP, to ensure that the Codex had a context about my file folder, as well as the OpenAI SDK developer docs. This was very critical. I used the OpenAI framework, so it was good for the agent to have the context about the file structure. I also had MCP about GitHub to ensure that all the functionality of GitHub were accessible to the agent itself. I'll now take you to the project itself. So once you can see the project is live here. So once you enter the interface, the first thing you see is an option to chat and an option to create an agent. So if you click create an agent, this is where admins or NGOs can come and create their own agents here. You can see there's an Iran, this agent here, Gaza conflict agent. If you want to create your own agent, you click here and you provide the agent name, and you give the email as well as the phone number to be used in communication. So you can see I already have an agent. If I click on the DRC piece agent, you can see there's an interface where you can upload your knowledge base. Think of it as giving somebody information, just so you can email them, you can text them, or you can SMS them. So already you can see I have some information about human rights, humanitarian aid, and emergency contacts. So you can add more knowledge if you have for your agent here. If you want to chat with your agent, you just click chat here. You can choose all the agents that you have created are here. You can choose any like DRC piece agent, and then you can give, for example, we have a prompt like this. So a user says, which organization deal with advocacy for detainees and what are their contacts. So the agent is going to check the knowledge base and respond to the user very fast. You can see there are some groups here and their contacts. So this is very critical for users who want emergency support. As well, this is supported by WhatsApp. So if you send the same prompt via WhatsApp, you are going to see exactly the same response from the same agent. So this points to easy accessibility of the platform. You can see the same information is here. So in terms of reporting emergency cases like victims, you can see, for example, if a user says there are 10 victims of violence on the ground near Goma, which are the hospital around here. So it's going to give them that information as well. You can hear there's a notification to my phone that was sent via an Android app that's connected to this platform. So this is how the platform works. And because this is an emergency, it sends an email to the responsible organization. So if you check here, there is an email from Ubuntu Voice with information that there are 10 victims of violence on the ground near Goma. So this is very critical to ensure that organizations can respond to such cases of emergency. Similarly, I'm using a virtual phone for now. You can see there is also an SMS that has been sent to the registered phone number under this agent saying there are 10 victims of violence that have been reported on the ground. So these are the features that are for easy accessibility. And if you go back to the platform, you can see you can switch between languages, English, Swahili, French, and all those, as well as users can voice chat here on the platform if they are not maybe literate to type enough. So those are all the features of the project. Thank you for the time.
Am I the only one who is excited about these ideas? Because man, I just need them to be on the ground and running. I hope they're going to end up being like real world solutions for us guys, because oh my goodness. So Ubuntu Voice has continued with this same strong theme we've been talking about tonight, building access, especially in contexts where people may be facing conflict, emergencies, low internet access, or limited communication options. The project gave us a very clear view of how Codex was used in the actual development process, from setting up instructions to defining workflows to code review, testing, and GitHub integration. I personally appreciate how the platform brings together humanitarian effort, emergency reporting, multilingual support, voice chat, WhatsApp, SMS, email, and Android alerts, which is a lot in such a short period of time. It shows how technology can help connect people to critical support in moments where speed, privacy, and accessibility really matter. We have now seen 3 strong capstone presentations: Alex with Ubuntu Sentinel, Nixon with HealthLink, and Norbert with Ubuntu Voice. Each project approached a serious real-world challenge from a different angle, but they all carried a shared message. AI is most far powerful when it's connected to people, context, and real needs. Now it's time for you guys to help us decide. It's time for you guys to participate. In a moment, you'll see voting instructions on the screen. Please use the QR code provided to cast your vote. Scan it to your phone and then cast your vote. Think about the project that stood out to you the most based on clarity, creativity, execution, and real-world value. Please vote only once and make sure your vote reflects the project you genuinely believe should take the top spot. We'll give everyone a few minutes to vote. For the time being, even as you're voting, you can keep the comments coming in. What do you guys think of the ideas? I don't want to tell you guys what I think is my best idea, but oh my goodness, the ideas were amazing. So while voting is happening, we're going to continue the conversation with 2 people who can help us reflect on what we've just seen and why it matters for the future of AI and talents. You've already met Abraham Omomo, Learning Manager and AI Academy Lead at Andela. Abraham has been closely connected to the learning journey behind the accelerator and brings a strong perspective on what it takes to help technologists move from exposure to real-world practical AI skills. We also joined with Nicola Leons, who leads AI Andela's talent marketplace organization. Nicola's work sits at the center of connecting skilled technologists to opportunities. So she brings an important perspective on how AI skills, learning, and global talent are shaping the future of work. As your votes come in, Abraham and Nicola will take us deeper into the bigger picture behind the program. What participants learned, why these skills matter, and how initiatives like this help African technologists build and compete globally. Abraham and Nicola, over to you.
Hello, hello. I'm so delighted to welcome everyone back after those amazing presentations. The voting is now open. My name is Nicola Lyons and I lead our talent team here at Andela. And you've already met the wonderful Abraham, who is the mastermind behind our Codex accelerator program that produced these incredible projects that you've all seen. So while the voting is open, we're going to have a little chat, myself and Abraham. I'm going to deep dive into how he designed a world-class Codex training program in 3 weeks that created the projects you've all seen. My mind is blown. And if you are still in the chat, give it up for our finalists, Alex, Nixon, Norbert. I cannot believe, and Abraham, I have so many questions for you. I cannot believe they were produced in, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
3 weeks to develop that level of product development. Absolutely mind-blowing. So tell us all about it. Give us a bit of a reminder. I know you talked to everyone already about the program, but how did you design a Codex accelerator for the technologists in Nairobi?
Absolutely. Again, nice to be here again. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. Why? Because the tech space is changing rapidly in how many years now, and AI tools is a key component. So when we had the partnership to build out something with Codex and seeing that Codex is gaining quite a lot of ground, it was easy, right? We know we have great technologists in the network, right? One thing we needed to do, which we've always done at Andela, is guide them in the right path. So with Codex, we saw some of the techniques, some of the features that we want our engineers to have, and then we built all of those into a curriculum. So what we did was we used our secret sauce at Andela, and this is what guides us to ensure it's not just a training, like I said earlier, it drives adoption. And
do you want to share a little bit of what our secret sauce is?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Don't give away the whole recipe, but how does Andela create these highly engaged programs for technologists to upskill?
Yeah, it might sound simple, but trust me, it's not. So we blend the learning approach, right? We don't just give out the learning resource, what we build out, and say go learn. We have experts in the network that come and walk you through how to use the tool. It's one thing to give an engineer, no matter how skilled they are, a tool to use. It's another thing to know them, to teach them the tricks of how to use the tool. This is what we do at Andela. And also we include the community approach. We let you know you are not alone. We check in with you, guide you through, unblock any blockers that you find during the learning phase. And all of this we're able to put together in 2 weeks for the learning.
Amazing.
And it was, I mean, looking at the projects now, I know this was crazy great. And having the technologies, like I said earlier, that we know we have in the network, going through this program and adopting the tool, using it even way more than we expected. I mean, it's the key. So in terms of the curriculum, I think all of these components building into having the right one, with the right outcome being what tool can they use and how can they use it well. So that drives us into building out the curriculum from scratch.
And how do we make sure they keep using it? They're not just participating in a program for 2 or 3 weeks, but how did you make sure when designing this program that it would be sustainable and transformative, that the learners creating amazing projects like we've seen keep using Codex 3 months, 6 months down the line?
3 things. One, during the program, we don't just ask them to go look for the tool and use it. We give you access to it. It's one thing to tell you how to do it. It's another thing to guide you while doing it. So we give them access to the tool. This drives adoption. If I'm using a tool that 10x my productivity, I want to stick to the tool, right? And beyond that, the second thing is, like I said earlier, we use the community approach. When you have blockers using this tool, you come to us and tell us, how can I make this more effective? What can I do best? And the last is the hackathon. When you learn, you build, you know how best to use it. So the building gives you more competence in using the skill, and then you continuously use it, right? So these are those three things that we use to ensure that they stay with the tool.
You make it sound so simple, but I know from being on your team how much work goes in behind the scenes. Yourself and the wider team at Andela have pulled together truly a world-class training program. Tell me a little bit about what's next. So the fantastic projects that we've seen here, we've only seen 3 out of what, 30 that were submitted? So tell me a little bit. We've seen Alex Nixon and Norbert's projects. Keep voting. We can keep voting. It's neck and neck. Neck and neck. I love that. That's a testament to the quality
Exactly.
of these projects.
Exactly.
But excluding the top 3 that we've seen, what really surprised you? What was the theme that you? The theme of the hackathon was really inspiring. But from the project submissions, anything surprise you? Anything inspire you?
Absolutely, yes. A lot of surprises. For one, it was, I mean, the amount of time they had. I mean, we do say it's a week, but realistically, it was 3 days.
Developers always leave things to the
Exactly,
last minute.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So having 3 days to build an idea and not just, we didn't give them an idea, we give them a theme, which was Peace Tech, right? And then we said, go ideate. And within a space of 3 days, I mean, we had
amazing
38 projects, quality projects. Like I said earlier, it's unfortunate we only had the top 5 or top 3 that was displayed earlier, but I was really, really amazed by the quality of what was sent in and how it was built within that short amount of time. Yeah.
And you were telling me earlier over lunch that like some of the technologists are already thinking about like spinning up startups and like actually building these projects out longer term. What advice would you give to them who want to start their own startups or projects based off of this initiative?
Oh, absolutely. I think a couple of them reached out to me
Really?
asking for permission to build it out. And one thing that I've seen around amongst all the projects is that these are projects that are actually solve solutions.
Yeah.
They are actually solutions, rather. They actually solve problems in the continent and beyond. What I would only say to them is, please go on, go ahead, build it out.
You don't need permission to build out world-changing tech.
What you can ask for is support.
Yes.
Like I said, at Andela, we're more like a community with talent, right? So reach out to us. We can guide you. We can build this out. And again, I've said this before. I keep saying it. I'm incredibly proud of what was built. And if any of this talent does reach out and say, how can I do this? Oh, no, I would definitely be assisted.
You'd be very proud. I love it.
Exactly.
And so for this first program, we focused specifically on Kenyan technologists. We were hoping to have an event in person in Nairobi today. I'm sure there'll be many, many more opportunities for this program to continue to run across the continent. What have you learned as a leader in the space in Africa when you see technologists solving problems for like local challenges that they have on the continent? What does that teach you about the quality and the skills of the technologists in the Andela network?
First, it's inspiring.
Yeah, I bet.
Because the talent in our network, I always say they're like the top 5 globally.
Oh, yeah.
So having such skills, and then you're concerned about the problem that affects the low income class, right? It's really inspiring, right?
It is.
And having to associate myself with those talents in the network, it's something that I am proud about.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, if any of this talent does reach out, I am always happy to associate myself with your project. And it's something that I think we will do more.
Yeah.
We have to do more. It's not just around the project, it's around saying what we do at Andela, which is ensure that we continuously upskill our talent in evolving technologies.
Yeah.
And we'll always stay on that path to ensure that for those of them that have a dream of building out solutions to tackle some of this problem, they are able to achieve this dream with, the skills that we give them.
And I love that. It's one of the best things about the Andela network personally is that depending on what an individual engineer's goal is, some of them might want to work for a Fortune 500 enterprise company. They want to work for a world-class brand. They can do that through Andela.
Yes.
Or they want to work locally. They want to solve local problems on the continent of Africa or in their communities in, whether it's Brazil or India. Those opportunities exist through Andela, but they know that they're getting world-class opportunities to level up. One thing I want to ask you, though, is about all of these opportunities that are available for technologists through Andela. Is we're seeing a lot of conversation about AI augmented engineers, and this program is like a prime example of that. How do you take a full stack engineer and transform them into an AI augmented engineer? What does that mean, and how do you do it?
We say all the time that this is definition that we're still having, but at Andela, we have the right resource to get it now. So
Yeah.
which we do. I mean, it's all around having a senior engineer, mid to senior engineer, who knows what they're doing.
That's fundamental.
In their
Yeah.
technologies, of course. And then bringing in the AI component. Whether you like it or not, AI will stay. How do you use it is key. We talk around work slopes. These are people that just depend on AI, right? AI augmented engineer are people that know what they're doing in their technology of choice, and then they use AI the best way to reduce the amount of time they spend building products.
Yeah.
So they ship faster, they build quicker, and then at the end of the day, it's either they impress themselves as a business or they impress their client globally.
Yeah.
Whichever the case, we are proud of them.
We are very proud of them. Case in point, our projects today, Alex, Nixon, and Norbert, we are so proud of you and all of the other submissions and members of our Codex Accelerator. I think the votes are in. I think we now know who our winners are. We're very close to it. So we are going to hand it back to our wonderful MC, the wonderful Wainaina, is going to take it over.
Thank you so much, Nicola. So excited to see you guys. I wish I was there with you people. Like, it seems like it's so exciting wherever you guys are. Going through the comments and I'm seeing that everyone is excited about the winners. Guys are excited about the projects. I've seen mentions of impact, brilliance. I've seen people even chiming in with their own ideas on how they can improve whatever it is that has been built. There are such amazing presentations, and we are so excited to see who's going to be the winner. This is the time we do drum rolls, and everyone who's at home, you can grab your coffee, sip as we wait to see who's going to be the winner. We are all behind them, but at the same time, we still want to see all these projects come to life. Personally, I think they're going to impact so many people. They're going to help us so much as a people, and it just shows how AI is so impactful as a tool right now. I love the fact that Abraham got into the fact that Andela has so many programs that we are building on, and all these programs have been part of some of them. I wish I would have joined this one, but I was a bit busy. But in all honesty, they have such world-class programs. They take a short period of time, but you get to learn so much. As you've had, guys were ideating. It took them 3 days from idea to execution. I mean, just shows the kind of talent that we have in this country. And I cannot wait to see what is going to be built with this kind of access that we're getting now and kind of companies that are coming in to support us, from Andela to OpenAI. We love this partnership so much. As the votes continue coming in, if you have not voted, please vote. I know the finalists have all excited us, but we can only have one winner. So please vote, please send in your votes. I'm still reading the comments. I can see there's some guys who have joined in from Canada. Oh my goodness. We're international, guys. It's not just local. So we're about to announce the winners. We're still waiting for the votes to continue coming in. I'm like in that long drum roll session as we continue, waiting for that. I'd like to talk about some of the other programs that we've been having in the Andela community outside that are mainly focused on AI. And it is the best time to talk about how Andela has been giving amazing opportunities to not only Kenyans but everyone all over the world. Who is a talent. If you're not a talent, you should take this opportunity to join. You never know. You could get some cool swag like mine. Yeah. Read the label. Anyways, yeah. So the winners are ready to be announced. The winner is ready to be announced. So I'd really thank Abraham and Nicola for the time and for the conversation. The votes have come together, and we are in the drum roll moment right now. So tonight's finalists have done an incredible job to show whatever can be built through the OpenAI Andela Partnership Accelerator Program. And regardless of the final ranking, making it to this stage is already a major achievement. 38 projects to 3 projects, that's a major achievement. To announce the winners, I would like to welcome back Kate and Emmanuel. Over to you guys.
All right, ready for the big reveal?
Ready.
It's our Oscars moment. All right, so let's start with giving a big round of applause for our 2 honorable mention. So we'll start with Nimrod Nyangensa with his amazing Versa program. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really wonderful.
Appreciate it.
And then we'd like to welcome Fawcett Simio with your Nyumba program. Thank you so much. Really, really well done. Wonderful. All right. You ready?
Ready.
Should we do a little like drama? All right. In third place, who unfortunately couldn't join us today due to some logistical concerns, we have Alex Odiambo with his Ubuntu Sentinel. So big thank you to Alex for his amazing work. And we wish you could be here with us. And without further ado, we'll announce second place.
Yep.
Nixon Chepti with your HealthLink PeaceNet.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Very well done. Very well done. All right. And our first prize winner with his Ubuntu voice. A big round of applause for Norbert Osiemo.
Congratulations. It's even better one, huh?
Very, very well done. Big congratulations. Thank you. Any final words?
Well, it's been great. It's been all about the talent. And this is just a small display of what is possible through partnership and through African talent. And we are just here to support.
The best talent, the best tooling.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you for your partnership.
Thank you
so much. Thank you
you
to the talent. Thank you for the amazing team that put on this event. And we'll see you at the next one.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Have a great rest of your day.
I'm telling you guys, I wish I was there because that is the smile of a champion, man. Norbert, I also voted for you. I don't know if it's okay for me to say that, but congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to the honorable mentions. Congratulations to every finalist. The quality of work tonight shows not only technical ability, but courage, creativity, and execution under a short timeline. 3 days, remember, 3 days. To the audience, thank you so much for voting and for supporting these builders. Norbert, onwards, I am here with you. I can't wait to see the project come to life. So as we come to the end of tonight's showcase, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who made this program and event possible. Thank you to Andela and OpenAI for sponsoring and supporting this accelerator. Thank you to the judges, speakers, organizers, producers, and everyone working behind the scenes to make this live stream happen. It's not easy, guys. There are so many people behind the scenes, the tech guys, yeah? Most importantly, congratulations to the finalists and the participants. Over 3 weeks, you committed time, energy, and creativity to learning and building with Codex. Tonight was a celebration of that work. To everyone watching from home, thank you for staying with us, engaging in the chat, voting, and making this virtual space feel alive. I didn't feel like I was by myself. And what I would like to ask you guys before we close, what are you leaving with tonight? Please share in the comments. Those are the final words. What do you feel like you're living with tonight? Personally, I'm inspired. I am inspired. Oh, I'm seeing challenged, excited, motivated. Yeah, that's a beautiful way to end. And thank you again for joining the Andela and OpenAI Accelerator Program Showcase. And have a wonderful evening. And we hope to see you again at the next Andela meetup. Next time, hopefully, I'll be there. Thank you so much for joining us. And have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye, guys.